y'all, and welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy Glam. If you're new to my channel, then thank you for stopping by. If you're already part of the Mandy Glam family, then welcome back. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. It really means a lot to me and the growth of my channel. You have no idea. I always want to make sure I show you guys gratitude and say thank you for watching, because I know there are other channels that you can be watching, and I really appreciate you spending your time with moi. Okay, so thank you. On this channel, I love to talk about fragrances, all things to do with fragrances. I love to smell good. That is my thing. I've been into fragrances for a long time. I cannot even tell you the first time I bought my first fragrance, because that's how long it's been. So I've been collecting fragrances for a while now. So if you're into fragrances or you love to smell good, maybe you want to learn more about fragrances, I would hope that you would join my family. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video and you don't miss out. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my summertime fragrance lineup. These are fragrances. I have them sitting in front of me. That's why I keep looking down. But these are going to be fragrances that I am going to be grabbing more this summer. Some of them are new to my collection, and some of them I've had for a while. I just really never wore them and played with them, and I want to really get into them this summer and see how they perform in this Texas heat, honey. Because y'all know, if you don't know, I live in Texas, and Texas heat can be brutal, okay? So when I think about a summertime fragrance, I want a fragrance that's going to mesh well with my body chemistry and, you know, the perspiration and sweat and heat, because honey, I can break out into a sweat just walking from outside to my car, walking from the parking lot into work, and I could just break out in a sweat. That's how hot it is in Texas. A lot of humidity, a lot of heat, okay? Keep that in mind when I'm picking out my summertime fragrances, because I just want to pick fragrances that are gonna perform well on my skin in the heat, okay? So I'm wondering if I should start with my honorable mentions first. Let me go ahead and start with two honorable mentions, okay? These fragrances, one is an oldie that's been around in my fragrance collection for years, and one I actually added to my collection maybe earlier this year. So I bought it when it was cooler outside, so I haven't really got a chance to play with it to see how it's gonna wear in the summer heat. So I am on the fence with this fragrance, I have to say. Let me just start off with this fragrance first. So this is L'Impératrice 3 by Dolce & Gabbana. You guys, I've talked about this fragrance before on my channel. This is a very watery fragrance, okay? It does have watermelon in the fragrance, and it has musk in the fragrance. And to be honest with you guys, I've never had a fragrance quite like this in my collection before, so I'm still on the fence on how to take this fragrance. It is very musky, okay? And again, it has that watermelon notes, and it's very watery. I did, when I first bought the fragrance, I wore it to work, and it sat very close on my skin, which I really like, especially if I'm gonna wear it to work, because I'm not really supposed to be wearing fragrances at work. So I didn't really care about the projection of it. And again, it sat really close to my skin, and it has this very musky component to the fragrance, which I don't know how to take. I have to be honest with you guys. I don't know how to take that musky smell. Mine a fragrance with a musk note in it, but it's the watermelon and the musk combined that I just haven't gotten used to. So, but maybe, you know, sometimes you get a fragrance and it performs differently depending on the season. And so, like I said, I did get this fragrance when it was cooler outside. I want to say I bought this fragrance probably sometime in January or February. I can't remember. I'm hoping that this is going to really perform well with this summer heat. And we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I've talked about this fragrance before, and it's almost, I feel like I haven't quite put it on the chopping block yet. I'm not quite ready to part with it, but I don't know if I'm gonna hold on to it, but we'll see. It got to do something this summer. It has to do something, or it's out, so we will see. My next honorable mention is an all-time favorite fragrance of mine. I've had several bottles of this fragrance. This fragrance has been around forever, okay? This is Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue. I am missing the top off this one. I guess I lost it when I moved, but this has been an all-time favorite fragrance of mine. Every time, I don't know about you guys, but I sometimes switch out my fragrances depending on the seasons. I'm trying to get out of that habit. I know that is a very weird thing. A lot of people don't do that, but I do like to put up my heavy hitter wintertime fragrances, and then I like to bring out my springtime, summertime fragrances, because I just feel like some of my heavy hitters I really can't wear during the summer. It's just too much, you know, unless it's a date night, then I may consider, but this is tried and true for me. It is a beautiful citrusy fragrance that I just really love. It just works so well on my skin. I get compliments from this fragrance. It has really good longevity. It has really good sillage, and it's just a great fragrance. So this is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. Okay, so moving on. The first one I'm gonna talk about in my summer fragrance lineup is Mirage by Alien. This one is actually new to my fragrance collection. You guys know that I am not the biggest fan of the original Alien fragrance. I am actually starting to love the jasmine note, but in Alien, the original fragrance, is just so overwhelming to me. It's just so consuming. It's so consuming that when I wear it, I cannot think about anything else but that fragrance. It's just very consuming. So I have the Sublime Flanker, and then I recently purchased this one. This one is more of my speed. For it to be a flanker, it does not have any jasmine in this fragrance at all. I'm looking at the notes and there's no jasmine in this fragrance, which I thought was very, I can't say unusual, because sometimes you'll run across flankers and they don't carry all their notes that the original fragrance does. I guess that's why they call it a flanker, because it's not the original. But I have the Eau Sublime, and the Eau Sublime has citrusy notes in the top, and it does have jasmine in that fragrance. This one does not. In the top in this fragrance, you get a pink peppery note. You also get a mineral note, which I find very strange and unusual, but in a very good way. When I have to keep smelling it, because I love that mineral note in the fragrance. In the middle, you get lotus, something called sangrinja, and in the base you get hinoki wood and white amber. And I love the amber note in this fragrance, and I guess this other woody note that I'm smelling is the hinoki wood, which I've never smelled hinoki wood before, so I cannot really describe what it smells like. But this is very classy, very elegant to me, something that I definitely see myself wearing. It's very pretty, it's very sophisticated. I feel like this is easily an everyday scent for me if I wanted to wear it every day. And even though it doesn't have that jasmine note in it, I feel like in my mind I smell jasmine from the original flanker. I don't know how in the world they did it. There has to be something in here that's also in the original fragrance, because it definitely reminds me of Alien. But I like this one. This one is for me. That the original one is just too much for me. I know that it's very popular with a lot of people, but for me, I can't wear it. I know like some people can't wear Angel because it's just too much. It's too much patchouli notes in the fragrance, and so that's kind of like how I feel about Alien. But I wanted to explore all of the Alien flankers and pick one that is definitely for me, because you know, I don't like to buy fragrances that are very popular. I like to buy fragrances with me in mind when I shop for fragrances, because I'm the one that's gonna wear it. But I do like to review them for you guys on my channel, just so you can have some sort of idea of what the fragrance smells like. But anyway, I love this one. I don't know if I'm gonna hold on to the Sublime, the Alien Sublime just yet. If I'm not mistaken, I think they don't make that fragrance anymore, so I don't know if I'm quite ready to part with it for that reason. But I do enjoy this one, and this one is Alien Mirage. On another fragrance from the Mugler family, okay? It is an Angel fragrance. You guys know how I feel about Angel. That's Bay right there. I don't ever see that fragrance not being in my collection. But this is a flanker of the Angel, and this is Angel Nova. Now this is very pretty. This is a very fruity, woodsy fragrance, and oh my god, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is another one that just screams Mandy. It's definitely right up my alley. It's definitely, you know, it definitely is something that speaks to me. I really do like this fragrance. Now you guys commented, a few people commented about this fragrance when it first came out. They said you should try it, you should smell it, you probably would like it, and you guys were absolutely right on the money. I do like this fragrance a lot. And I feel like I like it because of the spiciness, the woodiness in this fragrance. There is a touch of oud, I want to say, in the middle of this fragrance. In the top, you do get some berries. I don't remember if it's raspberry or blackberry, but there's definitely berry in this fragrance. I want to say there's oak moss in this fragrance as well. So with those components, the oak moss and the oud, and then with the berry notes in the top, it just really screams summertime. The berry is what really says summertime for me. And then in the dry down, that's when you really get to smell that, the woods and the oud. And it's not over the top oud. You know guys, oud can come off very stinky sometimes, and a lot of people don't care for oud. But this one is very mild mannered in this fragrance. It's not acting up too much. It's not, you know, doing the most. It is very mild mannered in this fragrance, I have to say. And I have to be honest with you guys, this fragrance is beast mode, okay? You're talking about longevity, check. Projection, check. It hits all the checks on those things, and that's why I love it. And it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot with this fragrance. 1 or 2 sprays. I feel at max I would spray probably about 5 to 6 sprays with this, only because I am a heavy sprayer. But it doesn't take a lot, and it really projects and smells good and lasts all day. So I'm definitely gonna be reaching for this one a lot this summer. I purchased this one not that long ago, probably about 6 weeks ago or something like that, maybe 2 months. It hasn't been that long. So I have worn it for a day, and so I've got some experience. I actually wore it when I first bought it, and I showered, and I still could smell the fragrance on my skin after I showered. So if that's any indication on how this fragrance is coming as far as longevity, that's a lot, okay? If you and I kind of have the same eye for fragrances, the same nose, I should say, for fragrances, then I think you will enjoy this one. So yeah, pick it up, smell it, let me know what you guys think about it. This is Angel Nova. This one is a new one to my collection. When I say new, I mean like new. She new. I haven't even had a chance to wear her properly yet to see what she's giving, but she's very sweet. This is kind of like a sweet floral fragrance. Okay, now she's not new to the fragrance community. A lot of my fellow YouTubers that talk about fragrances actually own this fragrance and have talked about it several times. So this is not going to be anything new to you guys, especially if you're someone that watches a lot of fragrance videos. Okay, this is Dolce by Dolce and Gabbana. And when I was thinking about summertime fragrances, I know in my collection I have a lot of citrusy fragrances. Citrus is one of the fragrance notes, I should say, that I gravitate to the most. And citrus fragrances just really go well with my chemistry, and so I have a tendency to be drawn to those fragrances. Now this one is more on the sweeter side, and I sometimes get confused with the name because when I think about garden, I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be very floral. There's going to be a lot of floral notes in here. It may trigger my allergies. I may not like it that much, but to my surprise, I actually like this fragrance. I really fell in love with this fragrance in the dry down. The dry down is really what got me with this fragrance. Okay, I want to give this fragrance a little spray. Yeah, this is off the top. Before I even look at the notes, I could tell you guys that this smells very coconutty. This kind of reminds me of a nice sweet coconut. I do feel like there is some floral in here. There's definitely something sweet in here in the top. There may be coconut, I don't know. In the bottom, I am getting something a little bit spicy. It could be patchouli in this fragrance, so let me see if my nose is on point. So in the top, you get magnolia, you get mandarin orange, you get neroli, you get coconuts. In the middle, frangipani, lang lang. In the base, you get vanilla absolute, almond milk, and sandalwood. I definitely smell the coconut, okay? Even though the coconut is in the middle, I feel like it's in the top because that's the first thing I smell when I smell this fragrance is coconut, which I actually like. It's very sweet. It kind of makes me hungry a little bit. You ever smelled a fragrance that was sweet and it just all of a sudden your stomach started growling? Like I feel like I could eat, you know, something sweet right now. I love frangipani in fragrances. I think frangipani is a very unique smell, which I feel like it also comes off very sweet too. And then vanilla, you guys know vanilla in fragrances can give it a very sweet smell to the fragrance as well. The almond milk. This is a very creamy, yes, very creamy fragrance. When it dries down, it smells so yummy. The coconut mixed with the almond milk and the vanilla, the lang lang and the frangipani. Man, this is a very, very like yummy, edible type of fragrance. I would even go as far to say this definitely could be considered, in my opinion, a gourmand fragrance because it just smells edible. It smells like a dessert, you know. It's very edible. And I do love sweet fragrances. If you guys don't know by now, I love a sweet fragrance. I love to smell sweet. Now in the top it says magnolia. If anything, I do smell the magnolia. I don't get a lot of the mandarin orange and I don't get a lot of the neroli, but I'm definitely getting the magnolia. I'm 100% getting that coconut though. That coconut is coming through so strong in this fragrance, which is really delightful. So I feel like this fragrance is really gonna be a good daytime fragrance for me. Something that I could wear anywhere, work, to lunch, if I'm gonna be outside doing outside activities. I know there's a lot of music festivals and things like that in Houston during the summer that I like to kind of just go to and walk around, and y'all know I'm gonna be sweating, and I feel like this fragrance is gonna perform very well. I'm hoping that this fragrance will not let me down and perform the way I need it to in the summertime. So yeah, this is Garden by Dolce and Gabbana. The next one up is one that's been around forever as well. Oh, this video gonna be long. This one I just added to my collection, but this is an OG fragrance, okay? This fragrance has been around since the beginning of time, honey. It's been there, okay? It ain't been nowhere. And I don't know why I just added it to my collection. I should have added it to my collection a long time ago, but here we are. This is Jadore by Christian Dior, and I absolutely love this fragrance. I love the bottle. This fragrance is just everything to me. It's just gorgeous. This is going to be a very floral fragrance. It is definitely mature, okay? And I want to say this is probably going to make a good date night fragrance for the summertime. Let's get into some notes. All right, I want to spray this fragrance a little bit, even though I can smell what it's giving straight from the nozzle, but I do want to spray it a little bit. Yes. Now this has pear in the top. I have to put the top back on because it's so gorgeous. This has pear in the top. In initial blast, I love that pear smell. And it's like a crisp pear, fresh pear. You ever had like a juicy pear, you bit into it and it's juice running all down your face? That is what I get when at the initial spray of this fragrance, is I get a very juicy pear. And I love that. I love it. There's also some other fruity notes in the top, including melon. You get magnolia in the top as well, peach, mandarin orange, bergamot. In the middle, you get jasmine, lily of the valley, tuberose, freesia, rose, orchid, plum, and violet. In the base, you get musk, vanilla, blackberry, and cedar. When I initially smelled this fragrance back in the day when it first came out, of course, I wasn't into fragrances as I am now, and so I wasn't researching notes and all those things. But now that I'm researching notes, I can appreciate the fragrance more. Like, I have a better understanding of the fragrance. And even though this fragrance is very sensual and very, I keep saying mature, but it's very grown woman, if you will, okay? There's also a very playful side to this fragrance that I'm starting to appreciate, and it's coming from all the fruits in the top, the melon, the pear, the peach. And I just feel like this is just, when I was researching it, I feel like, oh, this is gonna be great for summertime. This is gonna be amazing for summertime, and I cannot wait to wear it. I have a brand new appreciation for this fragrance. Really, it's just so beautiful, and I feel like it's one of those fragrances that can transcend into daytime, into date night very easily. Like, maybe I can refresh it with a few sprays, but it's not gonna take a lot of effort. I don't feel like I would necessarily have to wash this off and put on something different for date night. I think this is very appropriate for date night and daytime. And this could easily be a signature scent. Like, I don't have a signature scent, you guys know that, because I have so many fragrances and I just cannot commit to one fragrance to say, oh, this is my own, this is my signature scent. Like, I just can't do that. But for some of you out there, I know this is probably your signature scent, and I can see why, because it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. If you don't have it, I would highly recommend it. Okay, this is Jadore by Christian Dior. Next one, I've actually had this one in my collection probably now for a year, and this is a flanker for Marc Jacobs Decadence. This is Oh So Decadent. Now, I love this packaging, you guys. Get into this packaging, okay? Let's just get into this packaging one time. This packaging is so cute. I love it. But I got this one at TJ Maxx for $15, I believe. It was so cheap. I do have the original, which I love. And I said, you know what? Let me give it a try. $15. Like, come on now, you just can't beat that, right? And this is a very green fragrance. I know some people that have talked about this fragrance, they do pick up a lot on the original fragrance, but not me. Not so much for me. If I do get it, it's very, very faint. I don't pick it up at all. And if I do, it's very faint. Like, it's just not there for me. But this is a very green fragrance, and you guys can see the juice is green. There is ivy, I believe, in this fragrance. There's also some fruity notes in the top in this fragrance. And it's just a very fresh, aquatic fragrance. It comes off very watery to me a little bit. It's very unique from the original. I have to say that. It doesn't give me the original Decadence, okay? Let's get into some notes though. Okay, so in the top you get pear, you get blackcurrant, ivy. In the middle you get magnolia, lily of the valley, jasmine. In the base you get raspberry, which is kind of unusual. Rarely do I see fruity notes in the base of a fragrance. I usually see them in the top and the middle. In the base, you also get white amber and cashmere wood. Now, I would say this fragrance comes off slightly powdery in the dry down, but not a lot. It's not heavy on the powder. But definitely what you're gonna get with this fragrance is a green note. That ivy in the top, first initial spray, you smell it. It smells very leafy. It just smells very green. And you get that in the top. And I think that's why I really like this fragrance. I ain't gonna say I like it better than the original. I'm not gonna say that. The original is in a class all of its own. You guys know when that original Marc Jacobs Decadence hit the scene, it just took off. Okay, everybody enjoyed that fragrance. I know some of y'all, somebody commented one time that it smells like pickles. I wouldn't say pickles, but I do get a little vinegar note in it. I don't know, there's no vinegar in it, but I could see why she would say that. But yeah, this one, you guys, is just so far from the original fragrance. I have to say, it really is. This one would definitely be like a jean and t-shirt day, something very casual. I don't really see this fragrance being like something I would wear when I'm dressy. Honestly, I don't see myself wearing it as a date night fragrance. But yeah, I cannot speak to the longevity and the projection, but I feel like it will do well because the original Marc Jacobs Decadence, y'all know, that was a beast when it came to longevity and projection. It just is. I mean, that thing smelled so loud and it lasted all day, okay? So I'm hoping that this will be the same, even though I know it's a flanker and it's, you know, just very different from me. I hope that it will give me what I needed to give when I wear it. I have a feeling it's gonna sit very close to my skin. Honestly, I just get that vibe from it. But I will definitely let you guys know. Again, if you're into fresh, aquatic, green notes with some fruity notes to it, I think you will enjoy this one. It's very unique in its own way, okay? Very different from the original. This is Marc Jacobs Oso Decadent. And last but not least, you guys, I had to mention this fragrance because it just happens to be top 10 on my list right now of fragrances that I really, really, really do love. This is L'Entrée by Givenchy, and this is the intense version. I've talked about this one before and I won't really go into it because, you know, I can go into it about this fragrance. I really can go there. I can talk about this fragrance all day. What surprises me the most with this fragrance, I have to say, is the fact that it has tuberose in it, and I don't mind. I'm not a big fan of tuberose, but this is a sweet tuberose because of the vanilla. I believe there's sandalwood in here, and there's also like a sesame note in this fragrance, which kind of gives it a nutty smell to the fragrance. Very creamy, very sweet, very edible. This is a very pretty fragrance, and I'm just gonna spray a little bit because why not? Oh yes, that sesame note in this fragrance though, wow, it's at first blast. Like when I smell it, I get the sesame note right in the top. Of course I get the tuberose, which is not, it doesn't bother me, but you know it's there, okay? It's there. But the vanilla kicks in and that sandalwood, and it's just, oh, it just turns this fragrance around for me. It just turns it around. Like, I'm so happy that I got this fragrance. Like, I don't even care to buy the original anymore. Like, I don't even want the original anymore because I have this one. And it's just one of my favorite fragrances. So when I'm thinking about my summertime lineup, I don't want to leave that one out. I think it's gonna actually be, I haven't worn it on a date night yet, but I have a very good feeling that this will make a very good date night. It's gonna transition very well from daytime to nighttime, and I think it's just amazing. I think this is a very amazing fragrance. Well done, well done, well done fragrance. Okay, I told you guys I could go on and on and on about that fragrance. You thought I was lying? So, okay, that was my summertime lineup. Of course, I probably will come back with another summertime lineup. This is just part one, okay, because I do have other fragrances in my collection that are very summertime appropriate that I'm going to share with you guys. But these are the first ones that I grabbed when I thought of summertime. If you have any of these fragrances in your collection, please comment down below. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know what I should add into my fragrance, or at least smell that you think would be great for summertime. I'm curious to get you guys intake on that. So yeah, comment down below and let me know. Again, if you are into fragrances, you love fragrances, or you just love hearing me talk about fragrances, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video and you don't miss out. I thank you guys so much for watching my video. Thank you for your love and support for my channel, and I will see you in the next video.